Joel Pham's parents reliably attended conferences, but that was the extent of their involvement when it came to visiting Joel's school. Joel's mother, Mrs. Pham, worked for a local printing company known for encouraging employees to do community service. The company even paid employees to volunteer during designated workdays throughout the year. Most employees whose children attended the school came to school on these days to assist teachers, but Mrs. Pham never participated. Like many teachers, Mr. Rolnick believed family involvement was integral to students' success, so he constantly tried to provide opportunities for parents to volunteer, such as by shelving library books or updating bulletin boards. Understanding some people might want to be involved but have difficulty getting to school, he also included work from home opportunities such as preparing materials for school events. Despite Mr. Rolnick's efforts, Joel's parents never responded to these events. Mr. Rolnick was sensitive to parents who worked multiple jobs and could not afford to take time off. He was bothered, though, that Joel's parents, who to his knowledge had no such limitations, showed no interest in being involved. Mr. Rolnick knew transportation was not an issue for them. The family lived within walking distance. He knew Joel and his parents were ethnically Vietnamese, but Mrs. and Mr. Pham were raised in the United States, so language was not a barrier. One day, Joel expressed interest in working with a classmate, Miles, for the science fair. Mr. Rolnick said he would need to speak to the parents first, since joint projects needed teacher and parent approval. He called Mr. Pham and suggested everyone meet to devise a plan so that the boys had equal responsibilities. Mr. Rolnick explained to Mr. Pham that his schedule was flexible, but Mr. Pham said he would speak with Joel at home instead. Mr. Rolnick could not believe Mr. Pham's passivity when it came to his son's education. He turned to a coworker for advice, Miss Smith, who had taught in the school for more than 25 years, who told him that, despite him reaching out to the Pham several times, might have had other explanations going on. She remembered Joel's parents when they attended the school themselves, back when the school and the teachers who were still there were not as kind and welcoming to Vietnamese families back then. She tried to remind Mr. Rolnick to consider this when reaching out to the Phams, trying not to repeat history. Maybe you're right, Mr. Rolnick conceded, wondering what he could do to help Mrs. and Mr. Pham feel welcome.
Created using Powtoon.